Hey, Joy Blue here, and I want to talk to you about the concatenate operator inside of SQL. Now, different relational databases have different types of concatenation, and I'm working in the SQL Server database here. And concatenation is basically when you put two strings together. So I have the employee table here. I'm doing select star from employee. I execute that. You see there's 14 rows. And we have two string columns here. We have an employee name and a job. So if I want to list the employee name and job all in one column, I would have to do the concatenation. So first off, let's just grab both those columns, employee name, and I'll separate it by a comma, and then the job. So now if I execute that with F5, you can see that we have both columns here. Now if I want to combine those into one column, I just need to take this comma, and I need to turn that into a plus sign. That's the concatenate operator. That'll put those two together. So let's execute that, and now they're all in one column. Now that looks a little funny putting those just like that, so I want to add another string in between these two. And so what I'm going to do is put my own little literal string. So I put a tick and a dash and a tick. And so now let's see what happens when I do that. So now we have a dash between the name and the job. And if we want to have that column actually have a name, we just do an alias that we've talked about in previous videos, and we say as, and we'll say employee underscore name underscore job. And now we have a name for that column. Now where you could run into a few troubles, let me get back to the original table here, and I will execute this. And so you could run into some troubles if you're trying to put a string with an decimal here. So if we want to concatenate those two things, the employee with the salary, you have to actually get the same data type on each of those columns. So we've got a varchar on the employee name, and we have a decimal on the salary. So we need to convert the salary to a varchar. So I want to take the employee name. I want to concatenate that with the salary. Except I want the salary to be a different type. So I'm going to cast salary as a varchar, and I'm going to make that a varchar 7. So it holds all the decimals, all the characters inside the salary column. So when we do that, we can execute it, and we have just put a decimal together with a string. Let's go ahead and do the same trick we did on the previous example, and we'll put a dash in between the two. And so we concatenate 3 strings together here. We got employee name, the dash, and then we got the salary. Let's execute that. And there you have it. So that is concatenation inside the SQL language.